Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream Park. Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nano. Gulfstream today, and it is a beautiful day. I'm going to whip it out today. The old Chamber of Commerce day.
Oh, all right.
The saying I'm going to whip it out.
I like it. It is
fast
that
main,
kind of day.
Yeah, fast main track, firm turf course, and we have like a $150,000 guesstimate in the Rainbow Six today. They were sending it in yesterday.
They sure were. Thank you to everybody. The carryovers are almost $50,000, so I like it. Aggressive at 150, and it's only just the third day since we paid it out on Sunday, and you see how quickly it grows. There was a single again yesterday in the finale.
Yep, so we'll see how it plays out. And that one, we had a chance there for a while.
Legitimate, like
Yeah,
what,
legitimate
3-1, 7-2?
Yeah, he was favored for the longest time. So we'll see how that plays out. As we mentioned, fast main track, firm turf course, all weather to Peter. Can't get any nicer weather than we have right today. And we're going to start it off in the first race on that fast main track at 1 mile. These are maiden claimers, 3-year-olds. Brian's got his early pick 5 ticket together, and he's going to show it to you.
Take a look at it now, and that was a big pool yesterday, $30 for me. Race 2 is impossible. I have to spread deep in there. I'm going to put the first-time starter, our superhero with the big pedigree, on top. In race number 3, the 1 Steeler Mischief off the claim for Mike Maker. Race number 4 is my long shot, and that is the 4 Valid Sense. And in race number 5, we'll single with This Is It for Marty Drexler. He's got a couple in there, but we're going to go with that one back on the turf at Gulfstream.
I got Mrs. Green in there trying to get a little bit of a price in that race there. Getting back to the first race, as I said, and if you didn't hear us at the top, yes, we are back on the turf, and the turf is listed as firm. And Brian, you started it off with the number 8 War Commander.
Yeah, this is Victor Barboza now. We're going to try the main track. And the only time we tried the main track was on debut in a maiden special weight against Orlando, who's a pretty nice horse. Cool Intentions for Delgado's not a bad horse either. Victor's not a first-out guy, so it doesn't bother me at all that he didn't really do any running. He's now at the bottom today, added Lasix last time. We're back to 1 turn as well. Let's take a look. You pulled up a stat on Victor. I'm interested in seeing what's going on here.
Yeah, it is Victor Barboza, and this is 50-cent tag drop, turf to dirt, past 4 years. He's 23%, 64% in the money. Not a big sampling.
Not a big sampling at all, but that's usually what Victor is, 23, 25%. So that's a good one for him, and maybe we get a wake-up today.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out in this particular race. I did go with the 4, and that's easier said from Todd Pletcher Barn. And Todd Pletcher Barn, this one is going to drop from maiden special weight to 12.5. Don't know what we're going to get. They tried this horse going long on the Tapeta last time out. Did not plan out. Maiden special weight. What do you get today?
I don't know. He was 27-1 on debut. That's impossible for a Pletcher Rapoli runner. Didn't run. He ran like he was 87-1. Now we're all the way to the bottom. I guess the wake-up could be coming today, but we have no idea if this horse can run any at all.
The number 5, A Million Stories. Carlos David had a nice win yesterday. This one also getting a little bit of class relief. It didn't show much in the first race for his barn.
Now it was wildly overbet last time. I have no idea why, but didn't show anything. Maybe the dirt and another drop wakes him up today.
You know, Ruiz Jr. 0 for 13, the number 9 horse. You look 2 starts back on the dirt at a mile. Almost good enough to win here.
You could argue, Ron, that's the best race anybody's had here. And, he's probably going to be a square price because they're not really the connections that they're not really too familiar with.
We got good things going on in race number 2 this afternoon. It's 1 mile on that firm turf course. These are maiden, and they are 3-year-olds. And we have a scratch of the number 11 Magic Pathway. A couple of horses listed as gelding. The number 3 Valiant Winder and the number 5 our superhero. Those are both geldings. A jockey change on the 2 Venezuelan Hope. Make that right at Miguel Vasquez. Brian's got his pick 4. Samantha has got a tropical turf pick 3.
We'll take a look at that now. This is a really good sequence. The 3 turf races in the sequence are very, very good. $36 for her. Unfortunately, the last one was hit by the scratch bug, but you can see it there today. Race 2, 5, and 9. $3 base wager with a 15% takeout on a bet that routinely pays comfortably more than the parlay.
And you mentioned when you were talking about your early pick 5 how wide open this race is. Interesting to see how you went.
Ron, the favorite in here is the first-time starter. Our superhero is 9-2. That's the kind of race it is. It was so difficult. I could have had 8 horses at 6-1. would think this horse can run a little bit. There's no turf works. I like the fact that he's going to be a gelding. He's a half to Papa Cap and Bapio. Mark Cassie trained both of those horses. Both of them won on debut. Bapio's a pretty useful turf stakes kind of horse. Our superhero, they paid $650 for him. Dylan Davis is here. I got to believe he's well meant today.
Yeah, $650,000 that you meant to have to Papio. I always like saying that. You know, I went with the number one in here, Brian Quisler. I know the horse is stepping up and you know, from 35, but ran so well on the turf. No one scares me in here. It is Kelly Breen. We're going to show you real quick on this one with Quisler. And I just think this horse with Paco Lopez, you see, first off the claim on turf at Gulfstream, 13%, 47% in the money, 138 is return investment. Even stats, I would say there. Just taking the jump up. Paco Lopez, horse has some speed, inside post, why not?
Well, you know, that was against older horses last time. Yeah. That's February 27th. That's impossible. He ran very well. I like what Kelly's doing here, too. He claims his horse on February the 27th. Boom, right back on March 7th. Quick turnaround in a spot where he can't be claimed. He's interesting, for sure.
You look at the number two who you have highly rated, and that's Venezuelan Hope, and run pretty well in there. And what do you think about him?
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the replay now. He had a little, not a big trouble kind of trip, but a little bit. He's down on the inside. Curved is in here as well for Safi. He's the 9-horse today. You see him there. Venezuelan's Hope is his trying to come through here. He added blinkers in this spot. He doesn't have a ton of run, but he was tightened up on a little bit right coming up here. And I thought it was an okay effort, Ron. And this was a pretty key race as well. You could see it coming in here. And I don't think he wanted to go through on the inside either. And so maybe, you know, if we can get him outside today a little bit, he should be a square price in here as well. He adds Lasix too, and that was a very key race. The second and third place finishers both came back to win.
They both did, and if you go back and look at the small trouble line, it says awkward start. I don't know how much that affected that horse because he likes to come from off the pace in there. Then we have another video we want to show in here, which don't we Just Relax, and how about it?
Yeah, so this is how about it at 23-1 beats Just Relax. There's really not anything going on here, but it's more the point that Just Relax, who's 5-1, at least on the morning line, I don't. There's no real reason to think he's going to fire a big shot today. He puts blinkers on. He was flat late. You can see him is getting outpaced here late. It's Irad. It's Jose D'Angelo. I get all of that. Those are big positives. He's really, Ron, no better than anybody in this race.
Yeah, you just so many different ways you can go. You mentioned Just Relax, and you know, how about that? Just so you know, that's a half the opponent's Hope, who was 3 for 4 on the turf. So there's some turf breeding there. So a really wide open affair. Great weight starts. Not only that, Brian, you'll put out your pick 4.
I promise I will.
He'll put it out. Samantha, you saw her Tropical Turf Pip 3. Going to race number 3, 5 1/2 furlongs on the Topita Claimers 3-up, which have never won 2 races. Scratch the 2. Big Amadeus, scratch the 4. Sweet Cha-Cha leaves us with a field of 5. I had the 2 all along on top, the favorite, and I don't know if you did.
No, I was playing against the favorite. I had him in third, at least the morning line favorite. I had Steeler Mischief on top. Now, unfortunately, some of the pace comes out of this race with the 2 scratching. That could hurt Steeler Mischief a little bit. You look at his form, it's all route races on the Topita and a couple on the turf as well. Mike Maker claims him last time for a quarter, drops him for 12.5. That's not great. Let's just be perfectly honest. But these are connections that like to win races, and he might be a good, fresh new face in this kind of spot, Ronnie.
Yeah, you see how he runs at the distance. I did scratch into the number 7, Our Legal Tender, who is also getting some class relief for Jorge Delgado, previously trained by Rohan Crichton, so that's sort of a lateral move. Now, we haven't seen this horse in a while, but he was facing much better before going on the bench.
Yeah, this is a huge favorite now with the scratch. He was actually the morning line favorite, 9-5. He might be odds on in here, but where you been? That's a little worrisome, Ron. June 1st, the last time we saw him.
And the horse first off the claim for Dwight Puckett at Frosty Shop, and you could see that was running with Big Amadeus. That Big Amadeus horse scratch comes off the maiden win, got the recency.
Not a bad effort at all last time, and the recency too. And you know, this is a barn that doesn't win a lot of races, but also doesn't claim a lot of horses. So we'll see what we get today.
We'll take a short break. Come back. Rainbow 6 time.
And they're off. Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to drf.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron and Brian, 5.5 furlongs on the Peters where we're going to kick off the Rainbow 6 maiden claimers, 3-year-olds. We've got one scratch of the number 5 horse, El Muchacho Alegre, and the jockey on the 3 is Edgar Perez. And yeah.
I think you.
Oh, you like that rainbow?
Yeah,
I'm getting into that. I color. I don't know if you can see it, folks, but I color the rainbow up here on top. So I don't forget. That's going for me. And number 7. What it is listed as a gelding. Here is my ticket, $43.20. I will talk about the 4th race. 5th race, I got my long shot in there. That's Mrs. Green, but I went deep in that race. In race number 6, my top pick is the 2, Saint Chapelle. In race number 7, it's the 7 and the 1. I like Blast Radius and Right Karma. In race number 8, there's my single today, Bound for Trouble, Paco Lopez, Jose D'Angelo. Going to single that one up in the last race on the turf of the mile and the 16th. It's the old 5-6-1 for me, the 5 being Alley Oop Johnny.
That is a great race to have a single in because that Tapeta race is so good and so deep and so competitive. To have a single gives you a huge edge on the rest of the betting public.
Yeah, let's see if we can get that one home today. I like the chances of that one. Getting back to this 4th race, did you start it off with the 6 Cajuns? With the number 4, we'll go there with Valid Sense.
Yeah, this is my long shot in here. And Valid Sense, like your horse earlier, Quizler, faced older horses last time and broke slowly from the rail and wasn't able to show his speed, wasn't able to show the speed he showed 2 starts back when he was such a good second against 3-year-olds for a quarter. Might get overlooked a little bit in here. He was 16-1 and 17-1 in his last 2 starts. I think the speed plays in here, Ron, and I like the post too.
Leading rider, Arad Ortiz Jr. is going to be on the number 1, Nushame, and I just thought this horse, big drop for Oscar Gonzalez. Blinkers on, was facing maiden special weight, state bred maiden special weight. What do we get today? I mean, they claimed this horse for 25, so it looks like it's not impossible that they want to run this horse here.
Yeah, without a doubt. He's got the 2 as well. They both come out of the same race. Neshume ran. He didn't run that well, but his races on the go back are better than these. He's going to be a short price with Irad. Very logical horse in here. The rail could be a little dicey, though.
And we'll show you Cajun Cooking now.
Yeah, so he's got to win, Ron. I'm sorry. Look at this trip he's pulling. The 2 horses up front are dueling just really, really quickly, and the 2 actually wins this race. He can't go by with this kind of trip at 2-1. I'm going to credit the 2 for gutting it out, but you have to win from here. And he had the entire length of the stretch. He's tipping out right now. He's going to win by 4.
Right.
I mean, he can't not win.
Right.
And he didn't. And I want to make sure I give the 2 credit tonight. He was very, very game. But I'm sorry, when you're 2-1 and that's your trip, you have to go by and you have to win. And he just didn't want to do it. And this is a hang job right here. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. And credit tonight for coming back. It should have never been that close.
Yeah, I mean, you would think he had it all his own way. So good to see that video there. And, of course, that, I think you sort of might have to throw on your Rainbow 6 ticket just to be a little safe, what I mean?
I'm not saying, he's a total toss at all. And if you're playing a real Rainbow, you do have to use them. But that kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth, too. Yeah,
definitely. Let's go to race number 5 this afternoon. We're on the turf at Firm Turf, 1 mile starter, optional claimer. And these are fillies and mares 4 and up. Scratch the 2 Lover Lots. Also scratch the 7 Ashima. Now Samantha put together a late pick 5 ticket we'll take a look at.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it now. $18 for her. You can see the single in race number 6, and that is the 9 Carnane. That's a good single. Couple scratches in there, and then she's spreading a little bit, and she's got 2 in that good turf finale that unfortunately did get hit with the scratch bug. Alley-oop Johnny is very, very likely to me as well, the 5.
Yeah, the whole 5 and 6, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I think that you has it in, was this it in here?
Is what?
Which horse?
Yeah, this is it. Excuse me, yeah.
This is it?
This is a dangerous horse now, getting back to the turf at Gulfstream. for Marty Drexler. Legged up with a good run on Tapeta against a good group. 14-1, shockingly, because Marty always gets bet. Now we're on a drop. Now we're back on the turf as well, where she has run well in the past without winning, and she's got the right kind of tactical speed to lay close, but not necessarily need to kind of ding-dong on the front end. Let's
see a stat on Mr. Marty Drexler right here on this horse this afternoon. And there you can see it. Tapeta to turf roots at Gulfstream Park. 15%, 55% solid, $2 return of investment. So very even performance.
Yeah, not great because Marty's such a high percentage guy, but it's certainly not bad either.
Yeah, so that is the number 3. I have my long shot in here, Mrs. Green, and I just thought Mrs. Green is 6 for 11 in the money on the turf, is back on the grass, tries a mile, had that really steady campaign sprinting on the Tapeta. She's bred to love the distance. Why they haven't tried it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mark Cassie, the trainer, 10-1 on the morning line. Dylan Davis, they've been hooking up together. I'm thinking this one, with the stretch out, might be right there.
Well, the funny thing is, obviously, the 2 scratches, 10-1's long gone, but the 2 scratches really help your horse because Ashima, who we're going to show you a replay of, she was going to the lead.
Yeah.
You might be able to clear now on the stretch out. You've got the 1 to worry about, New Rome, fresh speed off the layoff, but I would think they're going to be aggressive with Mrs. Green.
Yeah, so we'll see how that plays out. And like you said, a couple of scratches in there, just like that old speed play in there. Brian, you also have the number 4, Wicked Mercury.
Yeah, she's the other Marty, right? And she's going to run on turf, too. She's got a very good turf race at Woodbine at 6.5. She got the 2 turns last time behind Novala on the Tapeta, who's in such good form. So we've got that behind her. She's actually got a couple local turf wins, too.
Yeah, she's the 8-year-old mare. She's been on this turf course 14 times, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 3 thirds. So she knows the way around the green here for sure. So an interesting race. You might use Brian's other Royal Dame or the one horse on the inside, New Rome, who you mentioned got some speed.
Yeah, New Rome's dangerous, too, with the scratches. Now, she's off a late April layoff. Jenna Antonucci got a couple wins the other week, so that was good to see. She's probably the best horse in here. I just wonder if it's today or maybe it's next time at Keeneland.
Well, we're going to flip the page and go to race number 6, 1 mile, 70 yards on the Tapeta Maiden Claimers. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds, and upward. Scratch the 3, Autumn Turn. Scratch the number 8, I Love Ireland. The jockey on the 7, Bianca Hart, is Miguel Vasquez. And we have Brian's late pick 4 ticket.
Yep, we'll take a look at it now, and I thought this was pretty cut and dry. It's now or never for St. Chapelle, let's put it that way. In race number 7, we go 2 deep. 71 is the order, and quite perfectly honest, I wanted a single blast radius. I'll have extra tickets on him because using both of them together, I'm not really keen on. They're 2 huge favorites. Race number 8, as I mentioned, so difficult. I'm right back with dumb money, though. We'll show you the replay. Just beat Epitaph, who's in there as well. I'm going to fade Epitaph, the 1 horse. And in race number 9, Scratch Bug, but at the 5, Alley Oop Johnny is on top and always was on top, Rob.
Yep, mine too. Alley Oop Johnny getting back to this race. St. Chapelle, let's see what this is about with that replay.
Yeah, St. Chapelle was bumped around a little bit early and lost some key position early on. This is him trying to loop him, which is a pretty good tactic on the Tapeta. The problem is he should have never been there in the first place because he really did break slowly. He broke dead last. He's got more tactical speed than that. And St. Chapelle, I think, with let's just hope he's breaks alertly today, he'll be a lot closer. You can see him running down Macchia here. Macchia, and I think it's got to be today for him. He's supposed to win in here.
Yeah, I mean, I got him on top for all the reasons you just shown and mentioned. And second for me, Brian, it's the number 6, No One Less. This one, Antonio Sano. Here's a horse that, is devoid of any speed, but clunks up and grabs a share every time.
Yeah, that's why he's 0 for 7 with 5 underneath finishes, and we might be able to do this show a year from now, and he might be 0 for 14 with 11 underneath finishes, because as you said, he has no speed whatsoever.
What about the 7, Bianca Hart, now going to be ridden by Miguel Vasquez, Horacio Caramaro, knows under the weather, so he'll be back when he's feeling better.
He's run okay routing in the past. That was not a bad sprint effort at all last time. Not Guilty is in later this week. Boots on the Moon was good. He wants to route. He gets back to it today. She does, excuse me. Your horse, we got to mention it, the 6, not one less, your second place horse, is a 3-year-old filly, as is the one suggestion box.
And Samantha singled the 9 in here. We got to mention it, and that's Carnane, the Irish bred here. And you can see first off the claim for Carlo Navarez, and ran okay. Was third last time out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, okay. They bet her. She was a distant third, kind of a flat third. Maybe the barn gets some improvement today.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. And that's Samantha, a little bit of a shopless single there. Race number 7 this afternoon is going to be 1 mile on the fast main track. Claimers of 3-year-olds and upward. No scratches or jockey changes in race number 7. And like you, like me, 7 and 1. Look like the logical ones. You got a replay of the 1, right?
Yeah, we'll show you the 1. She's 30 cents on the dollar, okay, in this race. She had to work way too hard, Ron. Way too hard. She's supposed to win by about 8 right here. I mean, she's 1 to 5, 30 cents on the dollar, and she's down the road. And what happens? The 2 says, no, I'm not done with you just quite yet. And I just didn't like this effort at all. Now, this is not a great field she's facing today, and so maybe it'll still work, but this was very, very uninspiring at 30 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, but she did win. But
She
give her
did,
that,
yes.
So. I used her on the ticket, but not the 7 we both have on top, and that is Blast Radius.
Well, the 7 now gets a lot of the best of it because she's already faced winners, and it was a good second behind Passionate Cry in a really fast race for the level. I mean, regardless of the figures you're going to use. Victor Barboza off the claim, 34%, and you got to talk post position on. It's a huge edge to be outside the 1. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and Victor Barboza Jr. winning at I think a 25% clip here that this winter meet. Usually he's a little cooler, then comes storming back in here. And then you can use the 4 Magic Slips or the 5 like you did, and that is Song So Sweet.
Yeah, the gap to the rest of them, whoever you think the rest of them are, is a huge one. If it's not the 1 or the 7, this is the type of race that sweeps a rainbow if somebody comes from outside the box.
We'll go to race number 8. And I want to note that every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we have the Coast to Coast Pick 5. And this is where it starts today in race number 8, the 5 furlong Tapeta race. Allowance optional claimer for 3-year-olds. Nice full field of 9 to kick off that Coast to Coast Pick 5.
What a good race this is. Ronnie's got Ron's horse is 7-2. That's how difficult this race is as the favorite. I'll start because I've got Dumb Money on top, and that's the replay we want to show. Now, Dumb Money got to the Tapeta last time off a switch to Doug Nunn, and this was a good win, Ron. Epitaz is getting entangled in the lead, and he did pretty well to hold second. The rail for Epitaz, a big, big, bad problem today, as is a ton of other speed. Dumb Money loops them all, and this is where you want to be on the Tapeta. We talk about it time and time again. You're going to see Dumb Money come down kind of the center of the track to make this winning move, and I like his stalking rating gear that he has. Go Jimmy Goes out the back. He was 19-10, almost 2-1 for Billy Thorinos that day. He didn't break from the rail. He gets off of it today. I thought this was a pretty good win, Ron, and I think the flow is going to flatter him again today.
Yeah, that we all talking about Billy Thorinos' horse. That was a shocking performance by that horse. Broke out of the gate, never ran. Hey, maybe he's better this afternoon. I just think he's going to run pretty well in there. The horse, well, you see, I went with the 6. Let me talk about it because it's my single. This horse listed as a gelding. I don't know if they missed it last time or if they've gelded this horse since that last race. I like that angle. Comes off the bench, runs a bang-up second here. You mentioned it's such a close affair. I like this angle. You're getting Paco Lopez in the saddle today. So I think that all things going forward, this horse is going to run well.
Yeah, I kind of hope for you he's the speed of the speed because there is a lot of it. You get an absolutely ace gate rider, front-end rider, and finishing rider. He's the horse to beat. There's without a doubt.
Probably the most intriguing horse in this race is the 9 Most Handsome.
Yeah.
We remember this horse winning the Hollywood Beach on the Tapeta back then, coming back off the bench for Ronnie Spatz. Show you a quick stat before we talk about Ronnie Spatz, owned by David Romanick and Ronnie. This one is Dirt Tapeta the past 4 years. Not good. 4%, 30% in the money, 45%. How much do we put into that?
I don't know, but it's not good at all. Wow. I don't know how many of those were a stakes winner either, like this horse is. And he's going to get Lasix today as well. I thought the work tab was a little spotty, Ron. There's a gap there where he missed essentially 5 weeks of training, at least working. And then the works since, there's 4 of them. That's great, but none of them are really overly sharp. Wondered if maybe we need a race today.
Yeah, maybe you look at the, for the Super, the 8 horse in here, Make It to Cheyenne, or the 1 Epitaph for Gary Contessa, which we showed you in that race before.
Yeah, good to see Gary shipping across the state here. And Epitaph ran so well last time. He's just really got beat up by the draw today.
Race number 9, by the way, nice tie.
I like that, right?
Yeah, very
Wardrobe
nice.
Sponsored by Nicoletti today.
Nice tie. Look at that tie. Last race, mile and 16th on the turf. Claimers, it was a really good race until the scratch bug hit us with the 2 Ocala Dream, the 7 Salvatore Prince, and 8 Uno Tiger. Sort of made it, makes the 5 to me, Alley Oop Johnny, look a little better.
Yeah, Alley Oop Johnny couldn't go by Rigel. Could have showed you that one. We're going to show you a different replay. But Alley Oop Johnny now goes to Tyler Gaffleone. That's Marty Drexler's guy.
Yeah.
And he likes him a lot. And they're 25% together. Rigel can't take anything away from Rigel. They bet him last time, and he had to earn it because he was basically dueling the entire way around, and he would not let Alley Oop Johnny by.
And let's show that video with Burning Turf and Vladislav.
The video's Burning Turf. Vladislav is going to beat him. He's going to run third. The video is Burning Turf. Look at the splits here, Ronnie. Hellacious.
Right.
And Burning Turf kind of got. He just unfortunately had to make first run.
Right.
And he paid the price. And he's actually going to get tightened up on in mid-stretch, too. Fly the W airs here with the scratches. He was even money. Not a long shot. He was even money. But you see right there, Burning Turf got sawed off a little bit. Was he going to be that much closer? No, not at all. He was going to be closer. But he just got kind of, unfortunately, sucked into being forced to make first run there.
No, he ran pretty good that day.
Did.
Yeah, he really did. What about the number 4 horse, Vladislav, you saw there? So maybe he can grab a share in this race. And you're Burning Turf. I think, like we said, 5-6, 5-1, something like that is the way you go. 5-1-6, I think, is the way you go in the nightcap.
Yeah, maybe if Rigel gets loose again, he could get brave again. He's run well on this turf course, and he just did it last time.
Well, that's it for the 9 races today on a beautiful, beautiful Friday. And now we'll check out the lightning round and get ready for the first.
We've got graded stakes tomorrow.
Yes.
That's pretty exciting. And we've got you see a clash there because Spirit Wind and Nick Style are going to go at it in the Grade 3 Hurricane Birdie. This is Spirit Wind in 2023 winning a graded stakes here. And she is good for Safi. She likes the distance as well, and she drew a good post position, whereas Nick Style, who's a win machine at 6 or 7 lifetime, she's down on the rail. This is a fun race tomorrow.
Yeah, those two are so evenly matched.
Yes.
It's hard to pick them apart. I guess it's going to be all about the little bit of a trip. It's not a full field, but it's about the trip in there.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. You see the HRWA. This is a great thing if you're a young lady, or any lady for that matter, looking to get into racing. Check this out now, the website. Go to our website. You can get tickets there. It's on March the 28th. There's going to be a handicapping seminar, handicapping challenge, kind of a meet and greet as well. Our friend upstairs, Sherry Holmes, is going to be there, and she's so well vested in racing for years and years and years. If you're a lady that is looking to get involved in racing, this is for you.
I think our own Samantha's going to be
Samantha
up there.
and Claudia as well.
Claudia
Yeah.
are going to be doing some of the stuff. I think they're doing the handicapping seminar, so it should be a really good time.
Yep, without a doubt, and we can almost lump these two together. The TT Pick 3 is back today on a good sequence. Races 2, 5, and 9 today. 125 in the PM-ish, $3 minimum, 15% takeout. That's a good one. And then as Ronnie already mentioned, the Coast to Coast is back today, as Pete upstairs likes to call it. Overlay City will give you a 1 hour and 59-minute window today. Couple here, 3 at our sister tack at Santa Anita. Retail only, no computer-assisted wagering in the bet. today. Dollar minimum, 15% takeout. That is a good one for the player, Rob.
Yeah, it's always been, like you said, retail only. Can't get any of those computer guys getting in on there. What's your best bet today?
Best bet today is Saint Chappelle in that race. You have him on top as well, race number 6.
Yeah, race number 6. My best bet today is in race number 8. It is the 6 Bound for Trouble in that really competitive race. I think that's the best horse. Your long shot today?
Long shot's on the Tapeta a little bit earlier in race number 4, and that is the 4. It's a Valid Sense.
And mine is the number 5 horse in race number 5, Mrs. Green. So we'll see how that plays out. About to turn it over to Pete Aiello, and we'll be back here for race number 1 in just a little while.